What? Oh my god. Hello, hello. Today we have a new package from Spotlight. Now, what's exciting about this is, I don't know if you're in Australia or if you're not, but we don't have this great range of plush yarn that Americans do. Normally we get this brand, Motivera. This is normally the brand we get. And for a long time we only had about 12 colours. This is one of the newer colours. We do normally get holiday yarn, but it's normally acrylic holiday yarn. But today there's been a new range of yarn for Halloween, and it's also plush yarn. Oh, it actually feels so nice. Very thick yarn, very thick. Well, that's a good purple. Quite a good size yarn. So this is the spooky Halloween chenille. Doesn't say, oh, it's just the color purple. All right, we got orange, just called orange. That's great. It's nice and easy to remember. It's such a good orange too. I don't know if you've noticed, but all the stuff that I have comes from mill ends that comes from America. So if it looks like I've got a great range, it's because it's all American yarn. Either that or I've ordered it online. But this is new. Black. Is it just called black? Let me see. Black, really easy to remember these names. It's very thick, very soft. Can't see it, but it's black. Well, you can see that it's black. Now the fun ones. This one's called Scary Mix. It's really soft, it's really nice. I'm gonna review this yarn and I'm gonna make something Halloween-y for the theme. But this one is Pumpkin Mix. Oh, I see it. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. We've got one more. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, hopefully this is it. Halloween mix. Did we already do a Halloween mix? Oh no, we did spooky mix. This is Halloween mix. Yeah, you get it. This is giving very like spider witchy themes, which I like that. And then I just got another orange and another purple. Oh, this feels very compact in there, this one. But yeah. So I'm going to test out some of that yarn. We're going to make one of my patterns that I haven't released yet or put out for testers or anything like that. So we're going to get onto that today. I have a mushroom spider little guy that I've had for a few months and just not tried. So my plan is to test my own pattern, use some of these, get a feel for the yarns. I bought one of each of these, but I did that very specifically knowing that I would do something Halloween-y. So instead of reaching for one of my blacks, I'm going to use this knowing it's the same thickness and not have to worry about any of that. So I might do a mushroom spider with these two. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of it yet, testing wise. I'm going to chuck that over there. Okay, these bounce. I really want to do something with this purple. I quite like this purple. Purple's not one that, excuse the mess of these. Purple's not one I have a lot of. I have stuff in there that's got purple on it, which is why I store it in there, because the rest of them normally don't have a lot of room. When you're looking at it on camera, it really looks like I have more room than I do. Anyway, so I would like to do something with these two colours, but I would really like to do something with these two. So, oh, I really like this. I'm just not sure what I would do with it yet. Maybe if I test out my pattern and it does well, maybe I'll make a couple of them. Maybe I'll make 3. I don't know. So come with me to test out my pattern for myself before putting it out there for people to test. Thank you. This is the pattern that I plan on recreating today. Here's my little guy. It's my little spider guy. So he's not perfect, but he's not perfect, but I'm going to see if I can at least get one more leg on there, because couldn't do that without all of them touching. So he's a cutie. I like him. So today we're going to try and get the pattern ready for testers. This is a book my husband got me for Christmas, because I asked him for a book that I could write down all my patterns on, and this is a cute one. It says, on a happy note, like that. Anyway, so I've called this guy the spider mushrooms, and firstly we're going to do these two colours like I already said. So I think I'm just going to try and speed run this so we have more little guys. I think though, if I do this colour, I'm probably not going to do the dots, right? Because because these are already going to have colours on it. But then what would the undercolour be? I suppose I could get the other purple. I have purple and orange, both would go with this. I think I'm just going to speed run through and see what we have left at the end, see if I make any adjustments, see if he looks just as cute as this little guy. This is all I've done so far. It is crazy stiff yarn. So, I don't have the camera in a good spot. Just trust me, this is thick too. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get an eye through this, because there are a few eyes that are only supposed to be like, sorry again, I only have one hand. I only have one hand. That's the smallest eye. I don't think that little, it's focusing on me. I don't think that little eye is going to be able to get through this. I really don't. In saying that, I don't know how big this is going to get, so maybe the little eye will be much bigger. Maybe I'll have to use a much bigger small eye for this one anyway. Yeah, super stiff yarn. Doesn't feel like, it feels nice, but it's super stiff. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to carry on, obviously, but this definitely isn't meant for a 6mm. 6mm is probably too small. Probably an 8 or something. Maybe even more, but it's just like, that's crazy.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this shipped out right now, and then we'll get back to market prepping. I am back from my yarn trip. I did not get any footage at all. He's never up on the camera trying to film. He's being an attention hog because I was home for 2 hours. First,
Listen, I did the eyes. This is hurting my hand, and I already feel like stopping. I feel like this would probably be good yarn if I had like 8 or 9mm hook, and maybe if I was making something bigger, but look at this. Look at the size difference. I'm still doing the head. Look at that. Okay, sorry, I had to put you down. Okay. So you can see how crazy this is. Like, I haven't even finished the head yet. This is where I start the decreases. Oh my god, it's huge. But I think it's just because this yarn's so easy to work with. I think this is the mystical, whatever the black mystical is. It took me ages to work out what these yarns were, because we buy them out of the mill-ends, and you sort of get what you get, and none of them come with titles, so you sort of, sometimes you can work out what they are, sometimes you can't. But the size difference, crazy, right? Instead of doing 12s, because I think the 12s, I think I would have lost the 12s altogether if I put 12s in there. We start at 14mm, 18mm, 24mm. This one has 12mm, 18mm, and 24mm. So not too much of a difference, but I think enough that if I put a 12 in there, I would have lost it. That's it so far. I'm not really the biggest fan. I think what I need to do is I need to test these out on something that maybe is more appropriately sized or has a more appropriate sized hook with it, and maybe that would be more fair. Yeah, okay, so it says 8mm needle, right? So a 6mm hook is a bit too small for this guy, because like it's me trying to push it in before, and I have like, there's no stuffing in there. That shape's not going anywhere. I don't know, we keep going, we see what happens. I think if this doesn't go great, I think I'll not make any more of my little spider guys, but I will try and make something more appropriate for the yarn. And then we go from there. Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this shipped out right now, and then we'll get back to market prepping. I am back from my yarn trip. I did not get any footage at all. He's never opened the camera. I'm trying to film. He's being an attention hog because I was home for 2 hours. First, before I show you the yarn haul, I'm going to show you what I started working on yesterday. I made 5 of these bodies, these white and black bodies, and I just need the legs at this point, so they're all finished except for the legs. But I actually combined Sweet Snuggles Light, no label on this of course, but then I also used Naughty Pony as the secondary color because this black is so nice. I need to get so much more of this. Last time I ordered, I should have got some more black, but I didn't. But all the black in Sweet Snuggles Light that I own is that terrible quality and type of stuff that leaves color on your skin and your crochet hook. That is it for the cow update. I did say I got some blue yarn here. You can see they had blue back in stock of the Sweet Snuggles Light. The quality is not very good on this actually. This is a 2025 skein. So it is newer, from 05, but the quality is not the greatest, which is disappointing. It's usable.
Hey babe,
I just need to make 3
check this out. Okay, so I did the thing that you're not supposed to do, and I judged a fish on how good it can climb a tree. This is my first guy, right? This was the spider I was trying to do. God, what a pain in the butt. I used, like, I think it's 6mm maybe. Not sure. I used too small of a hook, and it was super stiff. Now, I can't blame myself completely on this. The yarn did have some issues, but when I changed up what I was doing, grabbed a much bigger yarn, hook, we got this guy. Now, he's no longer perfect because my son got a hold of him. My son is 3 and he ragdolled him like he owed him money. So we're no longer a cute little stem. But like, I'm also not mad at it. It's not getting sold, this guy, so it's fine. The pumpkin was my test piece with a bigger hook. It's actually really cute because I used really big eyes. I think these were the 4cm eyes. So, you know, that's pretty cute when it's like all big and... I will put him out for Halloween. And then I will keep him. So that's him. Good pumpkin. And then I moved on. I wanted to do a bit more of a bigger project that involved a few more of the other colors. And since I did the pumpkin, I figured we would keep on the Halloween-y themey. I found a pattern called Zombie Frankenstein. And... oh, she's a big one. There is supposed to be more details of her, but I ran out of this color, and I was like liking the idea of swapping between just the purple and this. I had 2 skeins of the purple, so I had, you know, a lot more. But I used this right to the end. I even had to make these ears or spikes or whatever these are smaller than they're meant to be just to use this yarn. And then in the last few stitches, it's just orange, and then I sewed it on with orange. So you can't really tell, but yeah. I had like the tiniest amount of this orange from the pumpkin left, and I used that to sew on. But lucky for me, I also have 1 orange left. That's this guy. I quite like him. Like he's got a band-aid. I didn't have any good band-aid color, so that's the band-aid color. But I liked how the eyes turned out. I do really like the whole zombie Frankenstein of him, because I did try and it was trying to do this eye was meant to be white and I was going to make this one black, but I did not have two of the same size, so I just went with both white, and I think it's alright. But yeah, I love how he's got the Frankenstein all stitched together kind of look, and he's got some stitches on the back. I even added some white to stitch the head, so it looks like the head's a little bit stitched. That doesn't stand out as much as I'd hoped to, so it just kind of looks like, I don't know, it doesn't stand out as much as I wanted it to. But overall, I kind of love him. I've got to add some eyeballs and some other things randomly to him. For this experiment, I've stopped him here. What I did notice from doing this, though, he can stay with me now. He's just, oh, you can hug. Oh, okay, I'm keeping him. What I did notice from making these two, though, is I definitely made a lot of mistakes with trying to keep the black as small as possible. This was so stiff, and I wouldn't have been able to do a good job if I continued with it. That's why I stopped. I hated it. But the yarn itself had a lot of issues. There was like just lots of parts that were like frayed. It would be good for ages, and then it'd be frayed and skinny, and then it would be good for a little bit and then frayed and skinny. And it's sort of, I think I took some video of that, so you probably would have already seen it. Yeah, I would try and use this yarn again, knowing that it's got those issues, but if I was getting that for things that I was going to make for markets, I wouldn't be very happy with that kind of yarn. Don't you love him? Like, he's not finished, he's not perfect. We're supposed to be talking about what like the yarn, but not finished, not perfect, but he's beautiful. But yeah, the yarn itself is very soft. It's lovely to feel and stuff and everything. It's just, it feels great. Whether you've stuffed it or not. I didn't stuff the tail for my own just personal, couldn't be bothered. This is the first time this is the first time my Spotlight has brought out plush yarn for Halloween, so I'm hoping that if they do this again next year, there is a bit more of a range and the quality is just stepped up, because like I said, when it was going good, it was great. I did have a few snaps, but I blame my crochet hook mostly for that. But the snaps did happen where it was frayed. So obviously it's where the weak spots were, is where it snapped. I think the most amount of snaps happened on this guy, on the purple. I had like 2 on the orange on this one, but the purple, I think every limb had a snap. I think the head had 3. I've not really dealt with that before. That's not something I've never really used yarn that has that many snaps. I'm hoping you enjoyed the video with us. Not a lot crocheting in this one, because I thought that because this was crap, this was going to be crap, this was going to be crap. I was wrong. So next time I should just film no matter what, either way. But do you love his little band-aid? He's supposed to have a worm coming out of his head, so I didn't make that yet, so I'm not sure if I'm going to just leave him like this and have him a little fun Halloween guy that comes out, or if I fully finish him. Either way, I'll put that up somewhere. I do post a bit more on Instagram than I do on here, but I also have TikTok, and TikTok I love making little TikTok videos. I've got to turn them into shorts, I think. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.